Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded anything to the channel. Sorry about that. School's been eating me alive at the moment, which really sucks. So that's why you haven't seen a video from me in like close to a week. Anywho, so today we're going to be talking about Jackass Forever. And as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So let's get to it. Pros. So, Jackass Forever is the fourth main Jackass movie, fifth overall, if you include Bad Grandpa, which does count. And the whole thing with Jackass, okay, so Jackass was originally an MTV show, right? And it starred, Johnny Knoxville, and several of his buds. And the main gist of the show was that you got these guys, and essentially they do like the most idiotic, stupidest, and most dangerous stunts or pranks. Uh, as entertainment's sake. Like they do it to entertain us, the audience, right? And it worked out great. So great they made a movie in 2002. That's how long this series has been around for. In 2002, with Jackass the movie. And that did extremely well, especially for like a super low budget flick based off an MTV show. It made quite a bit of money, like 64 million domestic, 79 million worldwide. And then even after the show got canned, they still kept making movies like Jackass number 2. It did better than the first, 72 million domestic, 85 million worldwide. And then they hit the big time with Jackass 3D. This was back when 3D was like the biggest fad ever. But it worked out for Jackass 3D because just look at that, 117 million domestic, 171 million worldwide. A massive, massive jump from 2. And then even the spin-off 2013, Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa, even being a spin-off, it still did very well. Like 102 million domestic, 160 million worldwide. That's incredible. And these movies are not expensive at all. They are very cheap to make. So, yeah, so obviously it would make sense for Paramount to keep going with this series because it's cheap to make and it's very profitable. Like it's like the perfect combo. So, yeah, so obviously with pro number 1, brand name recognition. I think most of us know what Jackass is. Most of us recognize uh the logo, like the skull and crutches, but this is what like the 3D glasses. Yeah, most people recognize the brand. It's been around for 2 decades. So yeah, easy brand name recognition. So that's pro number 1. Pro number 2, there has been no compelling content in forever besides Scream, which is also from Paramount. And before then it was like the Christmas movies, but the only Christmas movie that actually do well was Sing 2. And after that was Scream. Then after that, for a good 2 weeks, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's been dreadful. Hell, last week nothing came out, so I had to take like that weekend off from making prediction videos. So I'm pretty sure people are starving for content, and they're willing to take almost anything at this point. Like anything that's not Spider-Man, because they've probably seen it at least 10 times by now. And I think that will benefit Jackass Forever greatly. The fact that it's new and, well, I wouldn't say fresh. Well, it's fresh in the sense that it's a new movie that people are actually interested in. So, yeah, I think the fact that it's been weeks since we've had any compelling content besides Scream will benefit this movie greatly. So that's a pro right there. The fact that it's a new big-ish movie. It's a new big-ish movie, and we haven't had one of those in quite some time. So that's a pro. Pro number 3, the reviews for this movie are surprisingly strong, way stronger than I ever thought they would be. I think last I checked, it's like at an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really weird. Like I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, the other ones they did okay in reviews. I think they were closer to the 60s. So this is like way above those. And yeah, obviously that 87%. Like, of course, like who's gonna look at that and be like, nah, no, that's not for me. No, like anyone, like any casual person who I guess they can go through Fandango, they look at that score, but oh, this must be pretty good. Maybe I'll check this out. And then boom, they bought the ticket and that's money in the bank for Paramount. So, yeah, I think strong reviews will definitely help this movie a lot. A lot, definitely. So, that's pro number 3. Pro number 4, I mean, when it comes to the genre, it's pretty much all by itself. We haven't had like any real comedies in God. Oh no. I don't I honest to God can't remember the last time we've had a comedy besides it being like a family friendly animated comedy. Would Ghostbusters Afterlife count? I think it would. Kinda. I'm gonna count it because I have nothing else. So yeah, it's been a long, 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 long time since we've had like a pure comedy, especially an R-rated comedy. Like the R-rated comedy genre is just dead, deader than dead. It's been dead for years, almost close to a decade. Like I think like the last great year for R-rated comedy was like 2014, and then after that it just fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's yeah. So yeah, but with lack of comedies in the marketplace, I mean, again, it should benefit from that. So I consider that a pro. What else? I mean, competition this weekend, I mean, it's facing off against Moonfall. They kinda share the same audience, but they're both completely different genres, so I don't expect any extreme crossover between the two. And like next week, there's no crossover. I think maybe there is Uncharted. That could do something to this, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to like competition coming up, I think it will do fine. I don't think it'll be that big of a problem. So yeah, I would consider that a pro. Lack of direct or like extreme competition coming up. What else? What else can I say? I mean, the fact that Paramount is making this theatrical only must show that they give a damn about the movie and they want it to succeed, just like Scream. So there's that. Okay, cons. I mean, it's been almost 12 years since the last main Jackass movie, and then before then with Bad Grandpa, it's like close to 9 years. So it's been a long, long, long time, and you never know if people are still interested in a franchise. I mean, sure, look at Bad Boys. Okay, with from Bad Boys 2 to Bad Boys for Life, there was a 17-year gap, and people watched Bad Boys like in droves. Like Bad Boys for Life was the second to last blockbuster before the pandemic began. And it made like 200 million in January of all months, which never happens. So, yeah, I mean, for that franchise, people still care, but that's not the same for every franchise. Not every franchise can have a comeback movie like Bad Boys for Life. All right? I mean, I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. Would Snake Eyes count? Well, Snake Eyes was like a reboot, but that failed miserably. That was like 8 years after G.I. Joe Retaliation, so that was obviously a bad call. Um, Trying to think of, well, like Matrix Resurrections. There we go. There we go. That was very recent. That was also like an 18-year gap. That movie bombed horribly. Now, that was partially due to HBO Max and partially due to the fact that the movie wasn't good. But yeah, like yeah, there's two ways Jackass Forever can go. It can either be a Bad Boys for Life or it could be a Matrix Resurrections. Funny in which, like, actually no, I never mind. But yeah, it could either be one of those two movies, and I think it's gonna be more towards the former than the latter, thanks to it being actually good. But still, that long gap could be a problem. So I'm gonna consider it. I guess I'm gonna consider it a con. Actually, it's more of like a pro slash con because it can go either way. But I guess another con I can mention. I mentioned R-rated comedies and how far they've fallen, just how much the genre has crashed since like the mid 2010s. Like it's depressing. So yeah, there's that problem. Although again, this movie has brand name recognition on its side, and I guess the thing that makes this stand out is that it's not like a movie where there's like a script and there's like, a plot. I mean, there are characters, but there is no plot. It's basically just almost like a long clip show of, pranks and stunts. And the fact that it's all real, it's all legit, and these guys are actually getting hurt, makes it more enticing for audiences. Like it makes it more, that believability factor to it just makes it more interesting, makes it stand out a lot. So yeah, but I don't know, the R-rated comedy genre, it's not great. So I'm gonna insert that a con. And also, it's like it's Thursday night box office. You see here 1.6. I mean, it's not bad. I wouldn't call it bad. But this movie has the potential to be front loaded because the type of audience, Jackass gets is usually like 18 to 34-year-old dudes. And if you go after like a very specific target audience, then is like you're likely going to be front loaded. So that might be a problem for Jackass Forever, but we'll see what happens. But anywho, okay, so opening weekend. Oh man. We look at the other Jackass movies. Jackass the movie 22, Jackass number 2 29, Jackass 3D 50, and Jackass Bad Grandpa 32. It's definitely not going to make Jackass 3D money. That's not going to happen at all. I'd be shocked if it did. But and I don't know about Bad Grandpa and Jackass number 2 money. That seems a little ambitious. um Maybe 25 million I think is somewhat achievable. I'm gonna have a bit of a range. 20 to 25 million is where I see Jackass Forever. I think it can make that between 20 and 25 million. Based off brand name recognition alone, it should at least reach 20 to 25 million. And then total 50 to 60. I mean, it's not like this movie was cheap. It only cost like $10 million, so it won't take much for it to make a profit. But yeah, that's where I think it's gonna land. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna be somewhat optimistic here for this movie. So yeah, that's Jackass Forever. Next up, oh boy, Moonfall. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. And I don't know about The Wolf and the Lion. It's technically a wide release, but I've never heard of it in my life. So I might do a prediction on that. I don't know. You'll find out when I do my Moonfall prediction. I'll make my decision in that video. But apparently I gotta do it, even though I don't know what it is. And then that's it for this weekend. And then the next weekend, you got Blacklight with Liam Neeson. Death on the Nile, that's gonna be interesting to talk about. And then finally Marry Me, which is part of, the Peacock experiment. And the week after that, there's Dog and Uncharted. And what the heck is The Curse? What is that? I've never seen that before on here. Like, what is with these random movies just popping up? And then I can't speak. Yeah, but that's like the end of February. But yeah, that's all the stuff coming soon. So stay tuned for all those videos. And yeah, anywho, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage filled with only 5 videos. Well, 6 including this one at the moment. Not a whole lot. The only one that's even remotely interesting is Scream. That's it. But don't worry, that playlist will fill up in due time. It'll get more bulky, especially in April. But we'll just have to wait until it gets bigger. But if you want to watch any of those videos of and all the 2022 movies I've covered, you can. You can also watch any of my past version videos from like 2019, 2020, 2021. Just go to the playlist tab. You'll find them. So you can go do that. There's the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I covered Jackass Forever a few times. I think the last time I covered it, I also covered Ghostbusters Afterlife, Top Gun Maverick, and Mission Impossible 7. I forgot what episode that was, but I know it involved those 4 movies. So, yeah. So if you want to watch those videos, or any video where I mention Jackass Forever, you can. There hasn't been anything like remotely interesting when it comes to like the canceled series besides Down Abbey 2 moving to summer. That's about it. But if you want to watch any of the past canceled episodes, there's now 104. Yeah, 104. So you got more than enough to choose from. Just go nuts, go wild, spend a few hours watching all of them. So go right ahead, do that. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. I know I said with my recap, I wanted to do it like before I made this video. That didn't work out. So I'm planning on doing it next week. It should be done next week, at least next week. Yeah, I should be able to do it then. Probably that Tuesday, I'm guesstimating. That Tuesday? Yeah. Yeah. Likely that Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. Or maybe earlier, I don't know. It will come soon. I guarantee you it. It will come soon. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I've done, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.